How can you cultivate timeless style? I'm Penny Lane. In the Driver's Seat starts now. Welcome to In the Driver's Seat, where each episode we take you on a journey into the lives of industry trailblazers and entrepreneurs who've carved their own unique paths to success. In this episode, we get an insight into the incredible career of one of Australia's most sought-after celebrity stylists. Joining me now is Donny Galella. Hey, Donny! How are you?
Good to see you. I'm great, thank you.
That's good, so good to see you. Now, you've been considered one of, well, if not the best Australian stylist. Tell us a little bit more about what your job entails.
I guess every day is so different. It could be obviously dressing celebrities for red carpets or really special events, to just taking an everyday Aussie shopping at their local shopping centre to help them buy clothes, I guess to make them feel really good and confident. That's what clothes are there, to make us feel amazing. I love that I can help people build that confidence.
And how did you get started as a stylist?
I mean, if you ask my mum, as a little boy, I was always sketching, drawing, making whatever I could as, with tissue paper. But I think the catalyst was later in life when I had a friend going to the races and she went to buy a hat. She was telling me how expensive they were. So I was like, leave it with me. I went to Spotlight. I made her a hat. She entered fashions on the field. She placed. So all these women came over and said, can we have a card? Can we have a business card? So I started making more hats and then seeding those with celebrities, and hats started selling. And then Maya got in contact saying, we want to stock your hats at Maya. And I was just like, this is incredible.
That's
and
fantastic.
As that process grew, I was styling my hats. I'll say, well, wear it with this dress and those shoes and that bag and this stocking. And I really preferred that holistic styling of head to toe. And I also knew that I was helping people feel confident in that process. I really loved that. So I gave up millinery, moved into the styling, and 15 years later, still doing what I love every day.
At the top of your game, you are. And what challenges did you face breaking into the industry?
I guess as a stylist, we rely on borrowing a lot of clothes from designers, jewels from jewelers. So when you're starting out, it can be very hard to borrow those pieces from designers and jewelers. So that took a little while to really kind of build that relationship with people in the industry. So that was one of the first hurdles that I definitely faced.
Yeah, I can imagine. And how do you approach styling for different body types and different shapes?
Everyone is so unique. So I guess I always say it's a bit like dating. So the first time I meet someone, we sit down or have a chat, and I'm like a sponge. I want to absorb as much information as possible. What are they going to feel confident in? What do they love? What shapes, what colors? And then for me, the stylist is to understand their comfort zone, but then also to help them comfortably get out of that a little bit so they still feel good, but also trying things on that they may not have thought about. But fundamentally, they have to feel good. That is so important. So I'll always ask two questions. What are the parts of your body that you like the most, that you're most confident with? And what parts are you not as confident with? Because I'm going to use that information to choose things for them to make them feel absolutely amazing.
And how do you get people out of their comfort zone? Do you create a mood board, or how do you go about creating a new, fresher look for somebody?
Yeah, again, there's a few different steps, but we definitely sit down and I get as much information from them, work out, okay, this is what you love, then I'll go away, I'll create some mood boards based on what they've given me. We sit down, it's a bit of a to and fro process till we agree. And then obviously when I turn up to a photo shoot, for example, I have a lot of stuff that we kind of both mutually agreed on. But then I'll always have some curveballs in there. I'll have a few things that they, I'm not sure they're going to love. But as we warm up through that photo shoot process, I usually then throw them in and then they love it.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to take those risks, haven't you, once you've got people feeling confident.
Absolutely.
And how do you stay up to date with all the latest fashion trends?
I guess social media is definitely a key thing. So I'm usually flicking through different social media sites, Pinterest. I'm always creating different Pinterest boards. So at any one time, I kind of know what's happening in the fashion world. But fundamentally, like, for example, oversized jackets might be a trend. But if I'm dressing a client and I know that oversized jacket is not her vibe, I just won't go there. So I do need to always know what the trends are happening. I need to see what's happening in the celebrity world, the red carpet world, the fashion world, but then also be very in tune with what my clients are going to feel comfortable in.
And who are your personal style icons?
Good question. I really trace back a lot of my inspiration back to growing up, and mum and dad are Italian. So growing up, I watched a lot of films, Federico Fellini films, Sophia Loren. So a lot of that beautiful 1950s silhouettes. I love that classic Italian cinema vibe. That's my design aesthetic, I guess.
I saw you on social media the other day off to Chicago, and you got exactly that vibe, actually.
Yes, oh my God, Chicago opening night, that was amazing. I took my best friend as my date, so every time we have date night with my bestie, I get to style her, so I did channel a bit of that, so well spotted.
Is there any fashion rules, Donny, that you adhere people to, that you want people to adhere to?
I think the key thing is when you're unsure about what to wear, it's always better to overdress than underdress.
Okay.
And I guess there's always different rules about, once you get to a certain age, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. That's absolutely just all garbage. Fundamentally, wear what makes you feel good. Don't think about other people. Think about you and what you're going to feel amazing in.
So even though I'm 50, I can still get away with the boob tube? Or not?
Absolutely. Because if you put that boob tube on and it makes you feel amazing, that's absolutely more important than anything else.
I wouldn't do that to the public. And have you had any really difficult clients? And if so, how have you handled them?
Look, occasionally you do get them. So you may get some people who come in and they've got a very fixated idea of what they want to wear. And if I'm putting my name to something and I don't agree in that, I need to be comfortable in what they're going to wear as well if I'm putting my name to it. So what I usually do, my little trick here, I say, okay, let's try on what you want to wear, and I take a photo. And then I say, well, let's try on what I want you to wear, and I take a photo. Then I match the two photos up next to each other. And I'd say 90% of the time when they look at the photos side by side, they're like, let's go with what you've chosen, Donny.
That's a really good tactic. Have you got any other nuggets of advice for people that are looking to be a stylist?
I guess the key thing is a lot of people, I guess these days, maybe because of social media, want to get into those creative jobs, which is incredible. But just be aware that the first, I think, year or two or three, it is a lot of hard work. You're doing jobs for free. You're doing some of the crappy things like taping shoes and steaming and ironing. So it's not very glamorous, but persevere through those first couple of years because then the magic will happen.
Yeah, I know from knowing you and speaking to you before, you've taken a lot of jobs for free in the early days, just to get that experience and to really drive yourself and push yourself forward. What else have you done to really accelerate your career?
I mean, for me, I guess a lot of people think, stylists are just for celebrities. They're very unattainable. But from day one, I've always said, look, I really just want to be known as that everyday Aussie stylist that helps anyone, basically. If you want to go shop at a local shopping centre, I'm here to help you. I've been really lucky to kind of be doing like some morning TV stuff for the last kind of 10, 12 years, and that's allowed me to really connect to that morning show audience, which really is that everyday Aussie man and woman. So I just love to just let people know that I am achievable. You can book me, we can go shopping together, and you don't have to be a celebrity.
And you are an absolute joy. For a guy, what would you say are the most 3 important staples to have in your wardrobe, and what shouldn't you have in there?
Oh, okay. So 3 must-have, probably for men and for women, I think is a really good blazer, a black or a charcoal blazer. You put on a blazer, instantly looks professional and polished. Really good fitting jeans. I think it's so important to find the perfect jeans that just do everything perfectly for you. And I think a crisp white shirt for men and women is so underrated. You can wear a white shirt so many ways. But that combination of those 3 things in particular, a blazer, a white shirt, and a pair of jeans, when you just don't know what to wear, reach for those 3 things and you can always look amazing.
That's really good advice. And what would you hate to see in anybody's wardrobe?
What would I hate to see? You know what? I personally am not a fan of the combination of socks with Crocs. I don't know. I'm sorry if you're a fan of those 2 together. I just can't get my head around that.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. What's been some of the most memorable moments for you in your career?
Oh, good question. There have definitely been a few, but I think for me, it's anytime I get to experience a first of any example. So, for example, this year I had my first Cannes Film Festival. I had a client go to the Cannes Film Festival. That was the first time, and it felt amazing. I remember the first time I had a client go to the Oscars. The first time I had a client go to the Logies. They're just always amazing. I think 15 years into your career, if you can still have those first moments, that's what I think I just really thrive on. I won't name a certain celebrity who's just reached out recently who's going to be here in August, and getting to dress her is just exciting because it's someone, again, I've looked up to for so many years. So you still have these moments through your career where you have to pinch yourself, and it's really special.
And what do you do for people that are going on the red carpet? Maybe it's their first time. How do you build that confidence in them?
Good question. So I think for me, it's really making them feel comfortable and confident from the minute they arrive that morning in my styling suite. Just making them feel amazing, feel confident, really just building them up. And that starts with, obviously, they arrive against the hair, then we do the makeup, then the styling, and then just coaching them through what to expect when they hit the carpet. So, maybe helping them work out how to pose, how to stand, which hand should you put there, which one should hold your clutch, work out angles. So helping them think of everything they might hit when they get to the red carpet, and just making them feel really amazing when they hit that carpet.
So you give them the full arsenal of tools.
Absolutely, yeah, because when you get to that red carpet, it is crazy. It's better, and there's so many things happening. So I just kind of want to make sure they feel super comfortable and confident.
Fantastic. And Donny, what's next for you? What's on the horizon?
My next dream project is probably to release a range of dresses for women, and especially designs of things that I've always struggled to shop with my clients. So I guess 15 years, I've done a lot of market research now when I've shopped with clients, and there's a lot of things I know women look for, and sometimes it can be very hard to find those items. So I want to do my own range of dresses, which will hopefully come out maybe later this year.
Fantastic. I can see you making that a real success. I'll definitely be on your mailing list. Thank you so much, Donny. It was really lovely chatting to you. You really are an amazing person. And I firsthand have experienced your styling. I was worried actually that I'd got my shirt done right. And I know that, and I would highly recommend you to anybody. And I wish you every success.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.
In the Driver's Seat is brought to you by the Perfect Cosmetics Company. Join me next time to learn from more industry legends about how you can take the wheel and steer your life in the right direction.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.